Well, here's the deal. There's a government program with their yard sale stuff, their surplus property, as they call it. You've heard, and when I was a kid, on the back of comic books, they said, get a Jeep for $1 and stuff like this. Well, the government still has that program. And what's interesting, one is that, don't forget, the government represents 30% of everything in our economy. So if you see a yard sale, in your neighborhood, imagine if 30% of America had a yard sale. Well, they do all the time, 24 hours a day. And here's what it's called. It's called Federal Surplus Property Program. But there's something special about the government's yard sale. Certain people could get these for free. That's right, absolutely for free. And it's for small businesses that are veteran-owned. So veteran-owned small business, and if you're a vet and have a business, go become a veteran-owned, get certified by a local SBDC office, and you'll be eligible for all these. I mean, they give out like limousines from drug-confiscated vehicles, airplanes, all this stuff. See, they could give for free to veteran-owned businesses or nonprofit organizations. So how about your church? Wouldn't they love it to have a tank for the next parade to promote their church? I mean, I remember getting some nuns like 500 free beds for their homes for the elderly up in Connecticut somewhere by this program. So if you're a nonprofit, this is really good. And here's the name of it: Federal Surplus Property Program. Federal Surplus Property Program. And I remember I went to, and a lot of it is at the state level. So if you go to Federal Surplus Property Program and you find the local office, it's a state level. I remember going to state office, and there was like the wheel for a lottery in there and all kinds of fun stuff, that you could have. And so if you're a nonprofit, you get it free. And that's lots of cars, lots of equipment, lots of furniture, a lot of business stuff, a lot of technology stuff. If you're know what that stuff is. Somebody even got an entire Air Force base to turn it into a nonprofit radio station. Man. And John Wayne's yacht was really a government surplus property. An old U-boater, or we didn't have U-boats. That was somebody else, right? What did we call up the Yukon River? Swift boats, that's right. So he had an old swift boat he turned into a yacht for himself, and that's government surplus property. The government also gave up, they had surplus property of a whorehouse out in Nevada. Actually, they had the whorehouse had a government loan, backed SBA loan, couldn't pay it off, so they had it. So it was surplus property they got rid of, and they do it through the surplus properties program. And it's run by the General Services Administration. Now, how do you like that? I bet you didn't know the government gives away free brothels and lots of jewelry, because at the what happens in customs, lots of jewelry that goes through customs that shouldn't be there. So they confiscate it. And then what do they do it? Same thing. Post office does that too. Actually, I think the post office has their own sales and stuff like that. But see if they give it to nonprofits too. See, they can. You can take all that stuff, put it on eBay, and create a hell of a business, right? And you just sell government stuff. A lot of people do that. And but if you do it with a nonprofit, see, this is a good deal. Go to your church. Say, why don't we have a garage sale at the church? Okay? In the church's name. So you could raise money for your church or your nonprofit. You go to the surplus property program, the Federal Surplus Property Program, under the church's name, and you get all this stuff for free. You have a big yard sale and keep all the money. You don't have to share it with the government or anything else. See? And so if you're a veteran-owned business, same thing. You take all the stuff and resell it. You're a nonprofit. You take all the computers and you give them away to people or sell them for your nonprofit or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of ways to make money. Somebody even got a lighthouse. They had one of the government lighthouses didn't use anymore, and that turned into be surplus property. The houses for $1 are that way too. That's it. Well, here, vehicles, computers, electrical equipment, clothing and personal items, industrial trade machinery, industrial trade machines. Well, that seems redundant here. Furniture, right? You got to do your office or whatever, your home. Man, I'm sure there's enough beds and all kinds of furniture in all this kind of stuff because they own everything. I mean, they own hotels and stuff like that, or they get it because the hotel went out of business and they got property there. Also want to tell everybody thank you for applying to our government grant that ended last night at midnight. I think we still, because some people had trouble, maybe kept it around for a few more hours after that. We have 2 other grants this month, and we have a new $60,000 grant that you could apply for today. The application should be up. If it's not, it will be soon. And that's for May 5th. But then April 20th, we have our car repair grant. And people get $500 for that. 10 people get $500. And that's a lottery kind of thing. So apply for that. Then on April 30th, we give out 20 free computers. So if you need a new laptop, because using your phone is not good enough for getting government. A lot of people do it, and they show me how much money they got, and I'm just shocked. This woman said she got $20,000, $30,000 just filling out things on her phone. So if you want to do it, you really can. But let us make it easier for you, because it's really the searching part, I think, that's more important to use a laptop for. And again, thank you for everybody who applied, and please have patience, wait for us to announce the winners, because it usually takes us about 2 weeks to announce the winners, okay? So 2 weeks from today, that's 14 days, so that's by the 18th, we usually have it done, or if not, another day or two. But we have a team of people who looks through every application, and they don't look just at one for each, man, no. Everybody looks at a number of applications. They used to look at them at all, but that was going too slow. So every application has at least 2 or 3 reviewers to go through this thing. So it takes some time. So again, thank you for putting up with us. We really appreciate giving out the money. It's profit to us, and I think nobody else deserves our profit more than the people who subscribe and give us the money. So that's why you get the profit. You're the important part of Let's Go Help. And thank you again. And remember, to efficiently use Let's Go Help is to ask us for help. Start a discussion. I answer most of the discussions that start on Facebook or on Let's Go Help too. But tell us what you need money for. And if you don't get a good answer, tell us again. Hey, you said this didn't work for shit. What else you got? And we'll keep doing. That's the name of the game, is keeping in the game and having more sources of contact. When you don't have sources, you're out of the game. So let us keep you in the game, and that's our job. And you could ask us 100 questions a day if you like. Stay well, and it's letsgohelp.com. And if you can't afford the $20, we have something called letsgofreehelp.com. And that's for free, and that will get you going on any problem there, okay? Thank you.